Welcome back, everybody, to episode 44 of A to Z Sports Talk. I'm AJ here with my co-host.
Zach.
There you go. It's been a really, how should I describe it? A really exciting last couple of days for A to Z Sports Talk here. Our couple of videos have blown up on TikTok. A couple guys have reposted us on TikTok. We're up to 868 followers there. We are 4 away from our giveaway on YouTube, which is super cool. And then we haven't
Keep the
mentioned
gear
this
under
on here.
$20. Okay.
For real. Yeah, the giveaway. For those that don't know, any hat or shirt of your liking, hopefully not way too expensive.
Unless
Some people were
it's
saying
Chicago, anything to do with LeBron James. Yeah, then you're good.
some people were saying, I want a baby blue Goldie jersey. I'm like, holy cow, that's like $200.
Shirt.
Shirt
T-shirt.
or hat. Shirt or hat, yes.
We'll get you the one with just the T-shirt with Goldie on the back.
Yeah.
We're not rich.
We also have not mentioned on here, I don't think. We need one more guy for fantasy football to have a 10-man league. It's a $10 entry. The winner gets, what is that, $90, I guess, altogether?
Yeah.
Is that right? So we need one more person to that. So DM us if you really want to join us for that. Instagram is up 25 followers, up to like 140 something now. And we got another one on Twitter, my man.
Hell
we got
yeah.
another one. Let's go.
22.
Also, last thing I have to say before I hand it off to you, we have a new intro that I'm personally working on. Because Zach, I did not mention it. I guess it hasn't happened. We haven't had an episode since this happened, but you came up with a tremendous new logo for us. That thing is like literally so cool. That thing's sick.
It took so many hours to
get
that. Just change all those colors. Basically did it by hand. So yeah, I should be an artist.
I will say there's been a lot of, like, on my personal Instagram, people saying they really like it. It's really popping on like TikTok because you can see the arch in the background. So we get a lot of St. Louis followers. So kudos to you for that. That's a nice addition.
I did was put a filter on a picture, then put some letters right over it.
Hey, it's amazing. It works.
Both apps I use for that, I no longer have on my phone, so I just deleted them right after.
Delete them right after. We are working on that new intro though. I'm going to be working on it, and so the last episode and this episode will not have an intro to it. We'll just hop right into it. But the new intro video will be coming with updated everything on it. But that's all. I'm out of breath already. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good.
Yesterday went to my first Jacksonville Jaguars game, preseason game. So I don't know if that really counts, but it was pretty great. Had a fun time trying to park, which sucked. I bought my thing online, and then because I'm like, I don't know any of the lots really where to go, and work was doing a tailgate before the game, so then I bought like a pre-pass somewhere online, and I go to the lot, and I show up, and this guy's like, yeah, this isn't the right lot. You have to go this one right down the street. But I'm like, literally on the picture on like my confirmation, I looked at the picture. It was literally this lot. And he's like, sorry. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was I can't handle this. So I just pulled back down the street, parked there. And then leaving the game was just awful because Jacksonville, there's a river that goes like right through the city, and there's a ton of bridges, and the stadium's right basically next to the river. So there's not a lot of ways to like leave. Kind of, you have to go over some bridges. And oh my God, the way they had the traffic, it took me like an hour to get home when it usually takes me like 20 minutes.
Was it pretty packed?
It actually was very packed. We played the Steelers, and the Steeler fans travel pretty well.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of the Steelers, to be honest, but
yeah,
it was exciting to see an NFL game for the first time since 2018 in person.
Was that what, Cowboys against Atlanta, right?
Yeah. Cowboys won
in
my
Atlanta.
second field goal.
Yeah. Was it in Atlanta or was it?
Yeah, it was in Atlanta.
That's what I thought. You got to see the Clemson reunion, I guess it is, right?
Yeah, the Clemson backfield. Trevor looked good. He played pretty good. He missed some throws, but overall he did good. And Etienne had some good runs. He didn't carry the ball that much, maybe like 5 or 6 times. But I will say their big offseason signing, Christian Kirk, got a lot of targets and receptions, and he looked pretty good. And the Jaguars pass rush was pretty good. So I think the Jaguars are going to be sneaky good this year.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch them, go to some games.
I wonder if they're going to work on ETN's workload a little bit, especially during preseason after coming off that
Yeah,
injury.
probably.
Because
You know what's weird is his injury last year in preseason, the Liz Frank, Matt Corral from Carolina, he had that exact same Liz Frank injury, and he's out for the year. Very just weird. I've never heard of that injury until last year, until ETN had it.
So what is that exactly?
Something with the foot.
Oh, it's a foot thing? I could have sworn ETN was a knee thing. Was that a foot?
No, it was a foot.
Okay.
It's like a fracture or something.
Gotcha. So I guess we can get it started. You know, we haven't done the pickle the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten about it. And today I did it without already. I think it was I can find it real quick. But my point is we're not going to do the pickle today because I've already done it. But do you want to get started with your did you see it of the weekend?
So my first did you see it is this happened a couple days ago, but Big Ten reached a 7-year TV deal for $7 billion with CBS, Fox, and NBC. And it'll take place in 2023, so next year, I believe. And it's massive. It's like the 3 different programs. They're gonna have one of them's gonna have the noon game, then one's gonna have the afternoon, which is gonna be CBS, and then one will have the late. And really, I brought this up because SEC is now going with ESPN in 2024, because I think CBS still has SEC for next year. And it's just sad because whenever they did their introduction, or there's a video about them getting the deal, and it was just put the CBS Sports sound going to the games in the background to Big Ten, and it was just felt so wrong.
Yeah.
I just felt violated. I don't know. It's not going to be. It's just you can't have those Big Ten teams with that CBS noise. It has to just be it's always Alabama, Georgia. It's literally Alabama or Georgia versus anyone else.
Yes. It's
and now it's
very
be
nostalgic. Yeah.
Ohio State versus Michigan. Ugh.
Yeah. It's not the same.
Rutgers versus Northwestern. No. Nebraska versus Iowa. Penn State versus Illinois. Indiana versus.
Who else is in there? Did you say Nebraska? Minnesota.
Yeah, I said Nebraska. Basically just named every Big Ten team. Maryland versus. Oh, man.
You say Michigan State?
Yeah, Maryland versus Michigan State.
That's exciting right there. That's a fun matchup.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. ESPN's going to have awful broadcasts for SEC games because we have ESPN for ACC. Sucks. They're not bad. It depends on the announcers you get.
I'm not a big fan of the majority of ESPN. I really don't like the MLB ones.
Their baseball is awful.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It just, I don't know what it is. It just feels like they never talk during it. It's quiet.
It is.
I don't know. It's just weird.
And for me, it's I think Carl Ravitch is average. I think he's a fine, nothing special. Eduardo Perez always sounds like he has phlegm in his throat.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. And then they added David Cone, former pitcher for the Yankees, and he's super nasally. I don't know. It's more of just an annoying.
I thought they had A-Rod on there too.
They had A-Rod. Now he does that that side one on ESPN News or ESPN 2.
A-Rod was awful.
Yeah, because a couple weeks ago I turned on the Sunday night baseball game, and I turned it on. It was A-Rod, and it's Michael Kay, the Yankees announcer. It's the K-Rod cast or something like that. And it was awful, absolutely awful. And I'm like, this is why can't I just watch the game? I literally muted it, and then I realized I was on ESPN2 the entire time, and there was a normal broadcast. They're better than what A-Rod and Michael Kay were. That was
I will say, now thinking about it, the ESPN college football isn't that bad. They do have some good players.
Yeah,
I mean, people,
that's true.
Broadcasters, especially with their the late night one on ABC with Kirk and.
Oh, that's good.
That's the best. I
love Kirk.
Honestly, now I'm thinking about it, the ESPN's bad at I don't really watch ESPN NBA or anything, but
They have so many different people. Like it literally depends on the night.
I think ESPN's pretty solid for um they're pretty solid for college football, I'd say. I retract my statement I made earlier.
What's the
And college
Fowler?
basketball, they're okay.
What's Fowler's first name for
Chris,
college football? Chris Fowler. I like him a lot.
yeah,
He
he's really
did
good.
he did Wimbledon, the tennis tournament.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. I thought he was so good. Yeah, him and Kirk Herbstreit are really, really good.
Yeah, I like Kirk. A lot of people give
Was that
Kirk some trouble because they're like, oh, he loves Ohio State. But I think Kirk's pretty good.
where did he play?
Ohio State.
Oh, did he play at Ohio
Yeah.
State? Okay. Was
And
that your
I love
only
College Game Day. Greatest show of all time.
you tweeted about it? It's back
I also have another. Did you see it?
Saturday. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this video. It kind of goes with the Jacksonville Jaguars theme here, but there's a fight at the Jacksonville Jaguars preseason game. Nothing gets fans more riled up and the tensions brewing than a preseason football game against the Steelers and the Jaguars. These people went at it. I don't think I sent it to you guys on Twitter, but it was pretty nasty. Yeah, there's a lot of people involved in this fight going at it.
Did you see it on like online, or did you see it in person happening?
Oh, it was in the fourth quarter. I was long gone by then.
That's right. Okay.
But in
That's
that area, I sat kind of close there because I did buy tickets higher, and then we just sat down low in an open seat.
Yeah. Well, that's funny that you said that because it must be a preseason thing because the Buccaneers game had a big brawl going to there too. A couple Tom Brady jerseys were going at it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Also, I was sitting there at preseason and like, yes, I know like some people it's cheaper to go there. So a lot of people or people that don't usually go during the regular season get to go to preseason. But like there was people like or the Steelers like scored a big touchdown and the Steelers fans were going like crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it's great they scored, but at the same time, this game literally does not matter.
Yeah, at all.
And I was like, it was getting loud for like the Jaguars when we were on defense too. And I'm like, okay, I guess I didn't know preseason games got this hype.
Before I go to my, did you see it? You saw Kenny Pickett live then, right?
Yeah.
How was he?
He was okay. He played pretty good.
There's a lot of talk about him.
Yeah, I know I saw Kenny Pickett in Clemson too. He was irrelevant.
Did they have him start that game?
No, Trubisky started.
Okay. That's what I was curious about. Good stuff, Zach. My did you see it is a quick NBA one here. I saw it this morning. I think it happened today. One of me and yours, I don't know how to say that. One of our favorite NBA players, one of the best NBA players of all time, Udonis Haslem, is returning for his 20th season to sit on the bench and waste a roster spot. I think he does a lot behind the scenes, teaching, but it's more like a coach. Yeah, exactly. Make him an assistant coach.
I saw the Instagram that said Udonis has him to play his 20th season. In my head, I'm like, he hasn't played the last 5 years.
No. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, you'd think they just make him as a coach and save up a roster spot, but
yeah, for real, it's ridiculous.
20th season. I would think he'd try to end it on a 20th. I think he's got to be close to 40, if not 40 already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. But
I will say this is not really. Did you see it? But this is for when Conley comes back on Thursday. I'm really excited for. I guess this really isn't. Did you see it? But I'm really excited to hear Conley talk about the music festival he went to this past weekend because he was posting all this stuff on it. Snapchat story. I saw it.
Yeah. He seemed like he was having a good time there. So this next segment,
our pools is in the game. Sorry, continue.
Man, I'm always a little so for people that don't know, we do have game 3 of the Diamondbacks Cardinals series on in the background. I'm always a little behind you, so I'm not even going to look at it. So you just react as it goes here.
Yeah, you keep talking what you're doing, and I'm locked in right now.
All right. So a lot of followers that we have gotten on TikTok, Instagram are Cardinals fans. So welcome everybody that's new. So the Cardinals are in Arizona right now. They're on fire. They continued it. What is today? Sunday. So Friday night, game 1, Cardinals versus Diamondbacks. Cardinals win 5-1. Michaelis was fantastic. He's really bounced back well after having that really bad outing in Colorado. 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 run given up. Goldie, 3 for 4, a homer and 2 RBIs.
So good.
Nado, 4 for 5, 3 doubles, 2 RBIs. Those guys are just all year long been carrying us. I think
base hit Albert.
Was it single?
Yep, right up the middle, crushed it.
Right on. Well, moving on to Albert. I mean, we can move on to Albert because that was game 2. But the last thing with game 1 is Hicks closed it out, and I made a video on TikTok about him, how nasty he was, because he put the first couple guys on, and then he painted 104 with his sinker.
It was beautiful.
103, 102. I mean, he was just, he struck out the side after he put those first couple guys on. And then last night, we'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a second. Game 2, though, the Cardinals win 16-7. That was Saturday night. There's so much to get to here, though. I'm just going to list off some and then let you come in. But O'Neill, 2 for 6. That was good to see him get a couple hits. Goldie, 3 for 6, a homer and 4 RBIs. He's now at 100 RBIs on the season. Would
like
you
31 30 homers, 100 RBIs, and there's like 40 some games left.
Yeah, 31. You were right the first time.
31 homers.
31. He got 1 in game 1 and 1 game 2.
Oh yeah.
So 31 homers, 100 RBIs, batting 342 before today.
Or he should still be up there. I think maybe at 340.
Would you say MVP?
If you're any kind of, if you even like touched a baseball in your life, you would know he's the MVP.
You would know. Yeah, MVP for sure.
He's actually he's going to be up to bat here after this pitching change.
The biggest storyline of game 2 Saturday night was the machine. 4 for 4 for Albert Pujols, two homers. They looked identical. One was 429 and one was 437. Did you hear Dan McLaughlin's call of that thing too?
Yeah. So I didn't see it because I was at the game, but I get this text from my mom, Albert hit a home run. I'm like, gosh dang it. Of course, when I go to the game, I miss it.
Yeah.
And then I get another like buzz on my Apple Watch and he did it again. I'm like, wait, Albert hit another home run. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Dude, it was unbelievable. And then he hit one off the base of the wall, got a single out of that. And then he got a single on his last at bat too. And then they pinch hit with Gorman. Gorman's from Arizona, had a whole bunch of family there.
Yeah, that's so cool. His mom got like 300 people to go.
Yeah. The thing is, the majority of the stadium booed because they wanted to see Albert for his 5th at bat. So like, welcome home, Nolan.
But he drove in a run.
Exactly. He drove in a run there. Paul DeYoung was 0 for his last 20 with 12 strikeouts and then hit a grand slam last night. Great to see him. And I think he got a hit into right field earlier today. I saw.
Yeah, he did.
So that was good to see.
He also got a strikeout today, I know.
Of course. Andrew Kisner, 2 for 4 on Saturday night. He got hit in the hand today with the bat.
He got his hand chopped off.
Yeah. He toughed it out, didn't he? And
he stayed in the game.
Unbelievable.
Oh, they pinched it for Pujols? Idiot. Skip Schumacher, bad bench coach. Oh, you hit Goldie? What the heck? Did
he?
Yeah.
Who's pitching?
I don't even know. Some guy who's only pitched like 9 innings.
Yeah, for the Diamondbacks, yeah. Newtbar was the last hitter I had that we had to talk about here. 3 for 3 on Saturday night, 5 times on base, had a little league homer, had a triple. Dalton Varsho was really struggling out there in right field. Remember when we made those lists and I was so high on Varsho and his like versatility?
Yeah.
That did not look very good.
No, it did not.
Pitching wise though, Genesis Cabrera, who really, really struggled in Colorado.
Speaking of Lars, he had a leadoff home run today too.
He did. Cabby though, 2 1/3 scoreless innings. That was good to see. Palante, 2 hitless innings. He's been so good out of the bullpen.
I will say one thing about Palante. One, he's been amazing. And MLB The Show, like, Jesus. Update his ratings. They did this last time from like a 54 to like a 60. I'm like, have you guys even watched a game?
Yeah.
He's an under 3 ERA, over 90 innings pitched.
It's unbelievable. I know. And then the last couple here, Gallegos has really looked a lot more consistent coming out of the bullpen. And we got to see a Cardinal debut. The Red Bull can smash and Jojo Romero looked, I'm not going to lie. Like, I like that he's here just because he's fun.
Yeah.
But he looked good. I don't know if you got to see it. It was like
I
late
didn't.
in the game last night.
I got back at the from the game and I turned it on when we went on like the onslaught of scoring. And then we were up by like so much. And I was like, I went to bed right before DeYoung hit the grand slam. I got the notification hit the grand slam because I was like, we're up by so much.
Oh yeah.
It's in safe hands. We're good.
Yeah. So I just kept it on because I knew Helsley wasn't there, and I knew we used some other arms already. So I knew they were going to use JoJo, and he was throwing 98 on the paint. I think he struck out 2 and went 1, 2, 3, but he's a weapon out of the bullpen. He definitely could be, especially
that's good to see from him.
Especially when rosters expand in the next, I guess, week and a half in September.
Yeah.
So I got a couple DMs, or I guess our account did. I got a couple DMs about where's Yepes, and Yepes is healthy, but he's back in AAA.
And he hit 2 home runs last night.
2 bombs. Yeah, that was great to see. But also, some might question why he's not up here. We have no place to really put Dickerson right now.
Yeah.
He has. I don't think he has any options. And like I said, rosters are going to expand in a couple weeks, week and a half. You're going to call up a couple guys. Do you know how much they expand? Is it 2 or 3?
I think it goes to 28
from 26, right?
Yeah.
So that's only 2 guys, really.
I think. I'm not positive. Let me look.
Because I'm thinking you're definitely calling Yepes up.
Arenado 2-run single. We are now winning 5-4.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's keep that winning streak going. But you'd think Burleson would get a shot. From anybody who doesn't know who Alec Burleson is, look him up. The dude's having a tremendous year in AAA for the Redbirds. But you'd think they'd also bring up some arms. Like Helsley's going to be back, so JoJo will probably be up. James Nail has performed well when he's been up here. So there's a lot of options. Somebody's going to be left off the list. So I'm interested to see who that is. I'm also interested. It's only 2 guys. I could have sworn in past years it was like 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, it's 28.
Huh.
This was written in 2021, so it may have changed. But
are you thinking JoJo Romero and Yepes then?
Yeah, I guess so. I really wanted to see Burleson.
Well, I was thinking if it was more, if they brought Burleson up, is there a chance we would see Jordan Walker go to AAA? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I didn't tell you this, but everybody listening as well, Jordan Walker and Mason Wynn had a tremendous play last night. Walker grabbed it off the wall in right field and threw a missile into second, gunned out a guy running. They both, I posted it for us. They both saw our story. So we need one of you guys or both of you guys to hop on here with us. That'd be awesome. But no, Jordan Walker is having a tremendous season. Wynn is starting to really get it going down there.
And Joshua Baez, who we said last time, we're like, we haven't seen him, and he on cue hits 2 home runs in a game.
Yes, 2 missiles. I thought. I mean, from what I saw, because you can't really. There's only so much you can see from single A, video wise. From what I've seen, they were like missiles off the bat.
I think that's how you can tell the difference in those low, like A and AA is like their exit velocity, like the player's exit velocity and stuff like that. You can really tell like how they separate from some of the other players. Yeah.
So, I mean, with all this being said, Cardinals are in a good spot right now. We've won 6 in a row. Today would be 7. It is 5-4 Cardinals. In the top of the 7th, we have first and third with 1 out. Gorman's up.
He struck out.
Did he? Okay. I'm always, just a little behind. Gosh dang it. But hopefully we can pull this one out and get our 7th win in a row. We also have the Cubs for a rare 5-game series. Monday through Thursday. We got a doubleheader thrown in there as well. And then we got the Braves coming to town Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's going to be fun.
Huge series. I know that place is going to be packed.
This is going to be a good, like measuring, like a good, to see how we're doing against a team that we will like a really good chance of seeing in the playoffs.
Yep. Probably NLCS type of matchup. My last thing, Cardinals wise, before we move on to the rest of the league, how do you feel about Yachty and what just went down with him? So his business decision. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, before I hand it off to you, he has left for last night's game on Saturday and today's game on Sunday for business matters, not an injury or anything personal. His basketball team that he owns down there in Puerto Rico is in their finals, and I think they won actually.
I think they won, yeah, because
I've
there's a picture
seen.
of him with like a cigar in his mouth, which is kind of funny.
So how do you feel about that? Is it kind of whatever since we're in a good spot and it's Yachty, or because I think if it's anybody else, we're having some
Yeah, if it's
problems.
anyone else, for sure gonna be like mad, but
Or if we're like playing really poorly right now too.
yeah, but I don't know. Like I wish he would have
Doesn't bother you?
stayed, but like Kisner's honestly, it's not like there's a big drop off from Yachty right now
No,
to any of
no.
our catchers.
Because honestly, the thing is, offensively, they're all kind of providing the same thing. And defensively, as much as I personally at home by myself give Kisner some crap, he does really well behind the plate.
Yeah.
Like he keeps it solid. I did think of one other thing Cardinals wise. One last thing. I mentioned Jordan Hicks, and I never got around to that. Jordan Hicks. I'm calling out Jordan Hicks right here. I have only booed one Cardinal player in my life, and that was when Dexter Fowler. I was there in person, and there was a ball in the corner that should have it went off like the sidewall,
Mhm.
and it should have been a single. And he walked to the ball, and the guy ended up going to third. I have no problem if you're in a huge rut and you're struggling, just hustle. So Jordan Hicks did not have his best stuff last night. Threw a couple wild pitches, didn't look great. It happens. He's also pitching a back to back. I think they were trying to see if he's capable of doing that.
Yeah.
He did
Obviously
not.
not.
He did not cover home plate on that one, and also he did not cover first base on an Alec Thomas, uh, like chipped single or chipped ground ball. He didn't cover the base, and it was to Goldie, and Goldie flipped it to him. He even looked at Thomas, and Thomas is very fast, and he didn't get down the line. So I had a problem with that. And then did you see that play, Goldie and Arenado?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh my goodness, man!
I don't
Is
think
that
I've
the
ever
defense?
seen like really something like that of a
No,
guy just barehanding it straight out of the air.
from
Like a
like
play, I've
the
never really even
mound.
seen someone hit it like that before.
No, yeah, when right off the plate. How about that pick from Goldie though? Like he wasn't even looking.
Was his pick even skill or just like I'm putting it down there and right when I feel the ball hit my glove, I'm just
Exactly. It just feel it had to have been. But the looks that they gave of just complete shock and like
yeah.
awe of each other, that just made it whole. That
Yeah,
was
that
awesome.
play was ridiculous.
One of the
And
best of the year.
I think Ollie said he's like, that's like the best play I've ever seen, like best defensive play.
Uh Wayno tweeted that that's the best defensive play he's seen Nato make. And
Yeah.
that's saying something. He makes a play every other game, it seems like. So non-Cardinals around the league, just a little update about what's going on. The Brewers are in shambles, like bad,
We're up
bad. They
5 games now, right?
5 games, man. Yeah, they won today, but they lost 2 of 3 to the Cubs. The one of the rare times I'm kind of okay with the Cubs winning.
I know.
I mentioned the White Sox and Guardians. They split that series. Today was rained out. The Atlanta Braves and the Astros, we had a World Series rematch. That was really close all 3 games. The Braves won 2 out of 3. The Yankees continue to suck. Really,
They've
really
lost their
bad.
past 6 series, their first time since like the
Unbelievable.
80s.
So did you see? So today they won actually, but they faced Alec Manoah, and these next 2 games they have to go. I don't know if it's home or against the Mets. They're playing the Mets, but they have to face Scherzer and DeGrom. These next 2, they just can't catch a break at all.
Really, like, I don't really know, honestly, how I know Stanton's been hurt, but like, how did the Yankees get such a good record?
You
Because when
look,
you kind of look at their team, they don't. It's like Judge and then
yeah,
not a ton of people.
I know. So I was thinking the same thing this week. Like Gleyber Torres has potential, but has been all right. Josh Donaldson has batting like 220. Matt Carpenter was huge for them in that stretch. So that might have something to do with it. Aaron Hicks is like the most hated man in New York right now. I don't know if you've seen some of that stuff. People are on him nonstop.
Yeah, they're off Joey Gallo onto the next outfielder.
Speaking of, Joey Gallo was struggling there too.
I love all the stuff where it's like the Yankees since Joey Gallo got traded.
yeah. And then pitching wise, their bullpen's been shaky. Clay Holmes was like a all-star for them this year.
Mhm.
He's been iffy. Garrett Cole's been up and down. Nestor Cortez has been average. Yeah, they're not. I don't know. It's either, if you're a Yankees fan, you have to look at it in two ways. Either you've already peaked and you're in a lot of trouble, or you're getting away with like some of this bad play already, and then you
Mhm.
still have the month of September to figure it out. So you built yourself such a good um from like the past of this season, you've built your record so well that you can kind of live with some of these losses, even though they hurt. The problem
Mhm.
is the Astros are like literally juggernauts
I think the Astros are
in
way
that.
better than the
I think
Yankees,
so too. I
personally.
I think they could beat them in five.
I even think who else is in the American League? God, I forgot. I guess
I
it's
mean
just
the
the AL East. No one from the AL
um
Central has a chance.
no, they don't. I agree with that. I would like to see what the Mariners can do against the Yankees team.
Mm.
The Mariners are really surprising
They got
some people.
yeah, Luis Castillo and Robbie Ray are low-key better than I'd say they're better than Cole and Nestor Cortez.
Oh yeah, I think I like Nestor Cortez. He's really fun and like the
Yeah,
stuff he does, but he's not like elite in my
yeah.
opinion. But Luis Castillo's nasty and Robbie Ray's been good. I'm trying to think who else is over there. Yeah,
Logan
nobody in the
Gilbert.
Central.
Oh,
Logan,
for the
yeah, Logan
Mariners.
for the Mariners. Yeah, Logan Gilbert, Marco Gonzalez is over there, and George Kirby, who's a top prospect for them. But
I thought
moving
Marco
on with
Gonzalez. Oh yeah, he's still with them. I thought he got traded.
yeah, he's been solid. He's been solid. American League Central though, I agreed with you that I don't think any of them will do anything. The Guardians are sneaky.
They should
Um,
be good though. If you look at their team, like they have
mhm.
Jose Ramirez, good. Andres Jimenez, my boy,
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then
sir.
also they have Ahmad Rosario at their shortstop,
He's
who's
had a
like
really
super
good
good.
year.
I did a fantasy draft team on MLB The Show. I drafted him. I simmed to like July. He's batting like he's gonna be a starter for the All-Star team. That's all I gotta say. Um,
they
he's
also
good.
strike out. They strike out the fewest in baseball. I saw that stat this week.
Loki,
Um,
that honestly, I'm gonna take back. They can make some noise because
they
if you
really
don't
could. They're a
strike out, you
sleeper.
can win.
What do you think about the Twins? They picked up Tyler Molly. They have guys like Buxton, who's had a better second half. Correa,
I think the Guardians are better. I think they have better position players and pitching.
and then your opinion on the White Sox?
I don't even know.
Just underperformed all year, huh?
Like LaRusso walked someone when there was a 1-2 count again. So,
Yeah.
which like I after he did that, I was like trying to think of every possible reason why you could, and I just don't get it. I know like if you're gonna walk them, do it like right off the bat instead of having
Yeah.
your guy throw some pitches.
Yep. Yeah, I've said this last couple episodes. I had them in the World Series, and they've had injuries. I know, and you can make that excuse if you're a White Sox fan, but a lot of guys have underperformed over there. And I know Lance Lynn was really struggling. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I love Lance Lynn when he was here in St. Louis, and I still like him a
AJ would
lot.
marry him.
I loved Lance Lynn, guys. I loved him. But
Didn't
he has
deny that.
he would I did not. He had like a 6.80 ERA, and now it's much lower. He's pitched a lot better these last like 4 or 5 starts. Um, but yeah, should be interesting the last month and a half, especially with
Be
Albert
exciting.
chasing 700. It's
Yes.
must watch TV
8
here in St.
away.
Louis.
Also,
Getting
like the Blue
close.
Jays and Tampa, like Tampa's had a lot of injuries. I think they're gonna get some people back.
They are.
Is Glass now gonna be back before the year
I
ends?
was just about to say, I was going to ask you. I had
He's
no idea
good.
where he was. He's so good.
He's one of
Yeah.
my favorite pitchers to play with on MLB The Show.
You add him with like McClanahan over there. That's a good, really
Don't they have
good
another
one too.
pitcher too?
Yes, they
Uh,
do.
is he hurt?
I don't know, man. I'm
What's
drawing
his
a blank.
name?
They do so many like Drew Rasmussen.
Yeah, but I think there's another guy too.
Another one?
Baz, Shane
Shane
Baz,
Baz. Baz
right?
or Boz. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's injured still. Yeah. But yeah, they've been playing better as well. And the Blue Jays won 2 out
Mhm.
of 3 against the Yankees. But tonight is the Little League World Series game, Red Sox versus Orioles. That's always fun to watch.
Is it in
Kind of
Williamsport?
it is. So I saw a
I was
video.
kind of thinking about that. I was like, I didn't know if they still did that or not.
Adley Rushman was hanging out with all the kids and like
That's
seeing them
awesome.
all like light up. That was really cool to see. The thing is, a lot of them wanted his autograph. He had
Yeah.
them all sign his jersey, which I
Oh,
thought
that's
was like
cool.
that was unique and cool.
Yeah.
A couple things because we won't see you guys until Friday this week, like every week. A couple series to watch though. Obviously, got to keep up with the Cardinals right now in Chicago, but the Mets Yankees should be very interesting. Big New York rivalry there.
Hope there's a
One
brawl.
team's one team's doing really well, one team's doing not very
Did you
well.
see
So,
Aaron Boone slap the table?
yep, I
That's kind
did.
of funny.
Yeah, he's trying
A
to get him
man with
going.
a heart condition, he needs to calm down a little bit.
Yeah. And then the other series I put down is the White Sox versus the Orioles. Because for me, the White Sox just have like roster wise, if we're going off names, they're better than the Twins and the Guardians. If just by names, I would
Hmm.
say Robert, Abreu, Jimenez. I mean, they got dog Tim Anderson when he's healthy, but they're only like 2 games back of the division still. So they still, I mean, it's just a
Yeah.
wide open chance for them. And an Orioles team who's fighting for a wild card spot, which might be whoever their manager is. I can picture him, but I don't know his name. He's got to be manager of the year, right?
Oh yeah.
They
Or
have
the
over
or the Mariners.
Scott Service with the Mariners. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very
Make the
possible.
playoffs for the first time since like the 90s.
Yeah, it was like 2001 or 1999. It was with A
Yeah, I think it was
Rod and
2001. Yeah.
Edgar Martinez and them. Yeah,
Yeah. King Griffey,
Ken
Randy
Griffey. Yeah,
Johnson.
yeah. But that's it for our baseball talk. Let's move on to some Zach talk here. College football, baby. Today we have our college football
Let's go.
playoff predictions. Who we think is going to be the top 4 teams, who we think is going to win it, who's going to be our Heisman winner, and who we think is going to be the coach of the year. Zach, get us rolling. You want to start with the college football predictions or the personal awards?
Let's just do college football predictions
Okay.
first. So I was kind of looking at some of the rankings, I did some research on the teams, kind of just looking at them, just kind of looking and being like, okay. And I was thinking of doing something, making a little change in the college football playoff, but I got the same 4 teams that have usually been at the past, like since it's originated. I have going into it, I guess my rankings for them going into it will be or I'll do it this way. Alabama and Georgia are going to play each other. Alabama 1, Georgia 4, and
Okay.
then Ohio State and Clemson playing each other. Ohio State 2, Clemson 3. And I was really wanted to take Georgia out of it. I wanted to put I was kind of looking. I was like Utah could maybe get into it. Texas A&M had a really good #1 recruiting class, bringing a lot of guys back. But I'm just like, I know Georgia lost a lot of people, but I just couldn't. I don't know. Even though I'm not super high on Stetson Bennett, he
Mm-hmm.
is more reliable. I don't even know who Texas A&M's quarterback is. So Georgia at 4. Clemson, I think our defense is really solid, and I think we'll be able to get back in it. It honestly all depends if DJ can throw the
Mm-hmm.
ball, throw a spiral in a general direction of where a wide receiver is, which would be very awesome. But I think if DJ struggles a couple games, it's going to be the Cade Klubnik show, and he's going to be really excited because he's not scared to launch it. And then Ohio State, they have CJ Stroud back, Travion Henderson, and Jackson Smith, Najigba. And then Alabama, you have Bryce Young back. You got the transfer from Georgia Tech, Jahmyr Gibbs, who literally can run the ball a lot and catch the ball, do kick returns. And he played for Georgia Tech, and he had a ton of stats. And they also have the running back from last year too back. They're loaded at running back. Did a little research. They're loaded. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. They're going to be good. And then they have who could be the #1 pick in the draft, Will Anderson, who literally had, I don't know how many sacks he had last year. I think he may have been 17, or that's his career. I don't know, but he's a beast. Yeah, but Alabama is going to be #1 going into it. And then I guess for my championship game, I have Alabama versus Ohio State. I think
Okay.
Ohio State's going to beat Clemson just because our quarterback play is so we don't know what it's going to be like. If DJ can play like he did against Notre Dame when he was a freshman, I think we could win it all. Or if Cade Klubnik comes in and plays like Trevor Lawrence when Trevor Lawrence was a freshman, I'm getting those same vibes a little bit. So, but and then I have Alabama beating Georgia. I think they just have more firepower this year. Georgia lost like a ton of people on defense. They literally had like 11 people get drafted or something crazy in the NFL draft. And I have Alabama beating Ohio State. I just think Alabama's defense is going to be better than Ohio State's, and Ohio State's defense is not going to be able to get enough stops. I think that game's going to be like, you guys, who can stop the offense at least once?
Mm-hmm. You know,
so I have Alabama.
It's all coming around full circle, because when we started our podcast in January, we were recapping or reviewing and predicting the Georgia Alabama game. And so it's kind of coming all full circle here. Anything else before I say mine?
I will say this is the one year where, like, really, I think Alabama and Ohio State are the solidified in the college football playoff, but I think Clemson and Georgia, unfortunately for Clemson, like, it's not like for sure they're gonna make it like previous years. So like there could be like two teams that we may not haven't seen in the college football playoff before that could get in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of exciting. It'd be kind of cool to see like a Utah get in, or like I'm not a huge Texas A&M fan, but it'd be, I guess, kind of cool if they got in. Or Baylor even. They've been playing well. So yeah, it's exciting. But yeah, for sure the best chance for some none of the usual suspects in the college football playoff to get in.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to build right off of that with my number 4, because I have Utah making it. And really that's because, so they started the year, they're starting the year at number 7 in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at their schedule, and they're playing in a Pac-12 that's not a powerhouse league. And so they have a game later in the year, I believe, against number 11 Oregon. Obviously, they won't be ranked there then, but current number 11 Oregon. I think that's a huge game, because I think they can pretty much wipe through that league. That's a big game. There's also another game, but I forgot to put it down. It's a big one that they need to win. They're my number USC. That's what it was.
And you're forgetting probably, honestly, one of the biggest games of their season. It's not even in the Pac-12. You didn't do your research, AJ. The first game of the season, they play Florida at Florida.
Okay.
And Florida's not ranked, but it's Utah playing an SEC team in Florida.
Yeah.
In September, in the heat, about an hour west of here.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's kind of a different atmosphere than like a Pac-12 game, and just the defense is going to be a lot better than what they see in Pac-12 play. So
that's 3: the Oregon game, the USC game, and the Florida game. Those are 3 games that.
And then of course like the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, exactly.
If they get there.
But yeah, they're in my number 4. I really think obviously people are high on them being number 7 in the country. So I think looking at that Pac-12, they can make it. I have them playing number 1, in my opinion, Ohio State. That team's just loaded with talent. My number 3 is Clemson. And you know what I think is the big game for Clemson? I think if you guys beat Notre Dame, it's at Notre Dame, correct?
Yeah.
If you guys win that, I think you're in.
I'll be there.
Yeah. But if you guys lose that, I think it's going to be tough.
The Pac-12 is, not the Pac-12. The ACC is a lot better this year than last year. And I also saw a tweet that said everyone's always saying how Clemson's schedule is really bad because they're in the ACC. Actually, for this year, our Clemson's strength of schedule is better than Georgia's. Just throwing that out there. Just saying.
Yeah.
We play NC State. We play Pitt, who's ranked. Or I don't think we play Pitt. It's psych. We don't play Pitt. We play Miami. God, who else? Louisville's better this year. Notre Dame, obviously. We play someone else. I just forgot. Oh, Wake Forest. Yeah, we have 4 ranked teams on the schedule so far at the moment.
But I had your Clemson Tigers playing number 2, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And my championship game is Ohio State versus Alabama, the same as yours, right?
Yeah.
And then you had Alabama winning?
Yeah, I don't like Ohio State.
I had Ohio State winning. So Yeah, I think with Alabama losing, now that I'm thinking about it, last year with Alabama losing, they're going to be hungry. Bryce Young's going to be hungry. I could see them winning that. I'm going to rock with CJ Stroud and that insane
My
team,
big thing
though.
is Ohio State's defense is not like anything to be proud of. I would
Yeah,
like not super great.
yeah.
And Alabama's defense was really, really good last year. And I think just honestly, just the name Will Anderson, just he could just pose problems by just murdering CJ Stroud.
Yeah. He's a defensive end, right?
Defensive end, outside linebacker, I think. Let
So I
me
pictured
just
him at linebacker.
let
That's
me
what I
look.
kept picturing.
My computer would
Um,
work. Oh,
but
very
yeah,
slow today.
I put Ohio State, but I could definitely see Alabama being hungry and Bryce Young wanting that revenge before he goes to the NFL.
Outside
Um,
linebacker.
that's what I kept picturing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He yeah. Jeez. Let me
Monster.
get his stats up real quick if my computer's loading very slowly. He had in
Um,
2021, he had 17 and a half sacks. Just for people to know, you only play like he played like 13 games last the college. You play like 13 max if you make it to the championship, or like 14, or yeah, 14 or 15. But that's over a sack per game. And he is, yeah, outside linebacker. I want to see how, oh my God. He's 6'4", 243 pounds. So just a
NFL body
beast.
right there.
Yes.
um, so you had Alabama, I had Ohio State. Let's give our Heisman and Coach of the
The
Year
Ohio State,
predictions
you
here.
mean?
My bad. The Ohio State University.
Actually,
Um,
no. Ohio State.
you can't get yourself to say the Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore.
You give your Heisman and Coach of the Year, and then I can finish up with mine.
All right. So I was thinking of going with Bryce Young back to back because he literally won the Heisman last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going with CJ Stroud this year. And my big reason to go in with him is Bryce Young lost his like top receivers, Mechie and Jameson Williams to the NFL. And so he's getting some transferred wide receivers and then some younger wide receivers. So his receiver game is not going to be as strong. And CJ Stroud is going to have Jackson Smith and Jigba back, who had better stats than the two Ohio State wide receivers who got drafted in the first round. So I think he's going to have fun throwing to him. And actually, for my Heisman, I had CJ Stroud as number one, Bryce Young number two, and then I had Jackson Smith and Jigba number three because I think they're going to go off this year, and it's going to be crazy. And then for Coach of the Year, I have if Utah makes the college football playoff, it's Kyle Whittingham from Utah. He's been there a long time. Number two, I have Dave Aranda at Baylor. I think they won the Big 12 last year. If they win the Big 12 again, he could win Coach of the Year. God dang it, Paul DeYoung. Sorry. He could win Coach of the Year, and if they win the Big 12, they could even sneak into the college football playoff. And then my next two are newcomer head coaches, Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame, and then Brent Venables for Oklahoma. They're put in good situations, and if they make it to the college football playoff or have a good year, they're like just shoo-ins to be coaches of the year.
Yeah, well said. I'm gonna rock with the same Heisman you had, CJ Stroud. I think he's the got to be the favorite to win it.
Yeah.
I also I think Bryce Young is a better. I think he's going to be a better NFL quarterback than Stroud.
Yeah.
I think
They're
Bryce
both
will.
not they're both really good pocket passers. If you look at their stats, they don't run a lot, only if they have to.
And they're not big guys either, right?
No, I don't think they're huge.
I mean, they're just a normal sized QB, but no, I had Stroud, and really my reasoning behind that is I think it's so hard to win back to back Heisman's if you're Bryce Young, and also I feel it might be like the NBA MVP type thing where it's really, I mean, we've seen it recently with like Jokic and Giannis. It's really hard to, as a committee, I feel like you're obligated to not give it to the same guy.
Yeah.
Because how many times I should have looked it up. Is that it's got to be super not common to win back-to-back Heisman's, right?
Oh God, I know what it is. I think it may have been Herschel Walker who won it. Johnny Manziel may have won it back to back.
Oh my gosh. I saw something the other day, and Johnny Manziel, it was like a picture, and it said hype, and it said production under it, and the
Yeah.
hype column had a full column, and the production column had no column under it. And the question was, what player do you think of when you see this? And so some people said Zion because he hasn't been able to stay healthy yet.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel was the most perfect answer I've ever seen. The hype for Johnny Manziel was so much,
Yeah.
and he just wasted it all.
I know. Archie Griffin in
How long ago was that?
1954.
That's the only one?
Yep.
Yeah,
I believe so.
No shot for Bryce Young.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with CJ Stroud also. But I did have a sleeper. Who was your 2 and 3? You said Najigba was third, and
Bryce Young and Najigba.
Bryce Young. Okay. My sleeper is Bijan Robinson for Texas, the star running back. And we put them both number one on our running back rankings. If you haven't seen that already, go check it out. But this should have been my "Did you see it?" Bijan came out with his own mustard. It's instead of Dijon, it's Bijan.
That's awesome.
I'm a big mustard guy, so I like it. But my coach of the year, I agreed with you. I agree with your number one pick because I had Utah in the college football playoff. Kyle Whittingham, like you said, been there a while. And I think just Utah making the college football playoff puts them over the top because they're not a big powerhouse like Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State. And so them reaching that kind of plateau this year, or milestone, I guess I should say, I think that'll get him that award. But anything else college football before we wrap it up with some NFL here?
Of course I do. Just to get everyone like excited, so the season starts this weekend. There isn't any top 25 teams playing, but there's like one game that has 2 teams that are in Power 5 basically, or it's not really a game I will be tuned into. I may just tune in for a little bit just to see some guys with helmets run into each other. Get me excited. But so this weekend, Nebraska and Northwestern play. And they're playing in Dublin, which is kind of cool. So I'll probably tune in at 12:30. And then the next weekend is when all the games start coming, and it gets very exciting, especially because it is Labor Day weekend, so you get a longer weekend to sit and watch some football. So I guess some of the big games is Oregon versus Georgia. I think it's at like 3:30 that day. That's gonna be exciting to see a Pac-12 versus SEC. See, they're both ranked. I didn't write the rankings down, and my computer's too slow to go and find them, but they're both ranked. And then another game that's kind of interesting that I'm excited for is Cincinnati versus Arkansas. See how Cincinnati does after their college football playoff berth against an SEC team, which is exciting. And then I put Utah versus Florida. Florida's not ranked, but I think that's a huge game to see. Is Utah like legit or not? See how they handle that. And then I don't completely butchered this game. For some reason, I put Ohio State. No, I put Notre Dame versus Ohio State, but that was not wrong. Oh my God, what the heck? My Mozilla Firefox just like crashed. What? Well, so I'm going off memory now. So Notre Dame and Ohio State play. It's the ABC like Saturday night game. Probably game day is going to be there. It's at Ohio State. That'll be a good game to watch. Those are, I think, all the ranked matchups except for the Utah-Florida game. And then also on Thursday, September 1st, Mizzou opens up their season at home against Louisiana Tech. And Mizzou, they named Brady Cook as their starting quarterback. He played, I think, around 5 games last year. Replaced Connor Blazelak, who transferred to Indiana, who I thought Blazelak was going to be a lot better than he was, but he wasn't that great.
I agree.
So it'll be exciting to see how they'll look this year. And then a big thing about Mizzou is I'm excited to see Luther Burden play, like number one recruit, 5-star receiver.
Mhm.
Like it'd be good for Mizzou football to get a guy who gets the fan base excited, and hopefully his recruiter brings some more top guys in.
Hopefully, it doesn't turn
Um,
out like Michael Porter Jr. did basketball wise.
or Dorial Green Beckham.
That oh my gosh, man! As a kid, I mean, I follow Mizzou just to keep up with them. Now I don't watch them a whole lot. I keep up with their record and a couple players, but when DJB or DGB was here,
DGB.
and I was like, I don't know, 12 or something like that. Oh my gosh, I loved him. Loved Dorian. Yeah, I loved him.
Oh yeah, I know so many old Mizzou players, but
Yeah.
maybe they'll get a little if Luther Burden could be 50% of what Jeremy Macklin could been, or like an eighth
Mm-hmm.
of Jeremy Macklin,
Yep.
win a lot of games just with
Yeah.
him being on the field. So excited to watch how they'll play. And yeah, that's all I got for college football, but I'm pumped.
We're gonna have a lot in these next few weeks here. Next, I don't know, few months, I guess. Weekly news about college football. For anybody that really, really just deeply cares about how I feel, I'm gonna pick a team to follow, and I followed them a little bit in the past year, in the past years. But Washington University, they're in Seattle. I'm a Seahawks fan.
I
A
think
lot of
it's
Seahawks.
University of Washington.
University of Washington. I apologize. Washington University is here in St. Louis. So I'm looking it
Following the
up
team, it
and
doesn't even know the actual name of the university.
I'm I'm researching it, and a lot of Seahawks fans are fans of the University of Washington. Go Huskies! So, I'm gonna ride with that. I guess I've looked it up, and they're not supposed to be very good at all. But kind of like the Premier League, I ride or die with teams like the Wolverhampton Wolves. I've watched a couple of all three of their games so far this year. They have no striker at all. They can't score at all. But I don't like to just I don't know. I want to ride with it here. So I'm going to ride with the University of Washington Huskies. I already see the gears turning in Zach's head.
I'll just lay off.
That's
Yeah, you
hilarious.
ride with the same team.
I
Okay,
literally, that's
bandwagoner.
so funny, man. I guess I know you so well now that I literally see it in your eyes what you're thinking. But our last segment today is two NFL teams:
Bandwagon fan.
the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. So this is the best division of football. We did the Broncos and the Raiders last episode. Let's start with the Chiefs. I have them. Oh man, we have a lot of Chiefs fans that watch this. I have the
Are we
Kansas
sure?
City Chiefs. I think so. I think so. A lot of St. Louis fans or St. Louis, I don't know, Cardinals fans, Blues fans follow the Chiefs because they're the most local team, and they're not gonna like this, man. I have them at 8-9. Isn't that crazy?
8-9.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that
Dang,
wild?
that
You
is
know,
bold.
I'll let you give your record, and then I'll go into it.
Wow. Ooh, that was spicy. If you guys listened to our last episode, you guys could probably have a great guess at what I'll put the Chiefs at, and that is 12-5. But I think I don't know. I'm not counting them out. I know if I'll put them low, and I think they'll be bad, they'll be really good. I think they're still going to be good. Like you have Patrick Mahomes, who's unfortunately very good at football, just does crazy stuff. But like their biggest question I put is obviously they lost Tyreek Hill, who is ridiculous, and you just throw it to him behind the line of scrimmage, go all the way for a touchdown.
Yeah.
But they did address that question. They got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's just a speedster. And they had Juju Smith-Schuster, who I really hate because he does all the TikToks. So him and Jackson Mahomes would probably collab, and I'll probably want to shoot them. But he was number one receiver at a time, and hopefully, if he would be smart, he'd probably be more mature and not be as invested in TikTok. And I think he's going to be good. And obviously, they still have Travis Kelce, where he always seems to be open. Like every time I watch them, I swear he's never covered up and he catches everything. He's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but he is getting older, which I don't know how old he is. Let me just click on his name. 32. So he's getting older. He'll still produce. It may not be as high of a level, but he's producing. And then my sleeper receiver for them, who they have really on their fourth string and on injured reserve, which I don't know why he's on injured reserve, is Justin Ross from Clemson. If he's even playing, I don't know why he was placed on injured reserve. So yeah, he may not even be playing. So, but he's my sleeper because he was really good to watch for their watch them. Watch him in college. And they also drafted Sky Moore out of, oh man, I think it was Western Michigan, I believe. Let me find it. Yeah, Western Michigan. I think he's supposed to be a pretty fast guy. So that adds to the receiving core. Like the receiving core is really, they just don't have Tyreek Hill. They still have Mecole Hardman, just a fast dude. They just load up on fast guys. They're like, let's run deep and do crossing routes, and
Yeah.
they just knock it out. And I do say one of their other biggest question is their defense. Their defense wasn't great last year, and they lost the Honey Badger. And I think Chris Jones is getting kind of older now. I could be completely wrong. He's 28, so not really. But he's super good. They need him to stay healthy for their defense to be good. Because when he came back after missing some of those games at the beginning of the year, their defense started to play better. Nick Bolton, Mizzou, former Mizzou player, is super solid at linebacker. And then they drafted Trent McDuffie out of your University of Washington Huskies.
Yes, sir. I did know him.
Lifelong fan, AJ there. So I think he'll be a good addition. I think they're going to be solid. They're going to win a lot of games just because it's the Chiefs, and every team I don't like usually plays really good. So,
yep,
they're going to be really good.
So I think the Tyreek Hill thing is not talked about even.
They also
enough.
have Josh Gordon on their team still, I think. So
I put him down. Yeah, he's sleeper
on their third string. Okay, ESPN.
Josh Gordon's a sleeper everywhere he goes. If he can stay out of trouble and stay on the field, he's still a freak. But they have the toughest division in football. I look at a Chargers team which we're about to talk about here in a second. I think they're better. I think the Broncos are better because they added Russell Wilson, and I also think the Raiders adding Devontae Adams. I don't
think the Raiders are better. Derek Carr's not on the level as Mahomes, Wilson, or Herbert. Like, not even close to me personally.
I think the reason I have the Raiders better than the Chiefs is because really all three. I think the Chiefs don't make the playoffs at 8-9. Obviously at 8-9, and I think they finished last in the division. And that is because the Chargers have insane weapons: Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, Justin Herbert. The Broncos, they have potential with the wide receivers, like we said. Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy, Russell Wilson's great. Then they have a tremendous running backs duo with Gordon and Javonte Williams. And then with the Raiders, I agree. Like even when we did our quarterback list, Derek Carr is not on the same level as Patrick Mahomes. But getting Devontae Adams, the best wide receiver in football, Josh Jacobs is solid. Your guy Hunter Renfro's a stud. Darren Waller, like those weapons. I think all three teams have better weapons than Juju, Scantling, Hardman. In my opinion,
Travis Kelce, he's the best tight end in the league.
He is.
And they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jerick McKinnon. Who else do they have? They also picked up Ronald Jones from the Buccaneers, which is a sneaky good pickup.
Yeah, it's sneaky for sure. But I also, like you were mentioning about their defense, I don't trust their defense. And losing a guy like Matthew, the Honey Badger, is big. That's big. And I just think it's time for this could be one of those takes that really, you just got to be bold sometimes. You got to be bold. And so I'm going to be bold against a team I really just don't like. But I just think it's time for a little decline here. Not saying that they won't win another Super Bowl because Mahomes is very young.
AJ's
still.
Little decline, going from like 13 and whatever to under 500.
So just a little bit of decline. Yeah, 8-9. I'm gonna rock with that. But let's move on to the Los Angeles Chargers, our last NFL team in the AFC West. What divisions do we have after this? We just have one division left.
AFC North.
Yeah, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Perfect
So
right
the
before the season starts.
exactly perfect timing. Los Angeles Chargers. They're my number 2 seed in the AFC. I have them at 12-5.
Hey, same.
Really? Do you just change it? Or
No,
is
they've
that what
all
you've
been
had
at.
for?
I put every single AFC West team at 12-5.
That's right. Okay. I thought there was 11-6. Okay.
No.
Yep. So 12-5. Just really their offense is elite. Herbert, Keenan Allen, Eckler, Mike Williams. Who am I missing here, Zach? There's gotta be
Uh,
somebody else in there.
they signed Gerald Everett. I don't know if he's considered a weapon yet, but
He
solid.
was he was solid in Seattle. He was really good. I thought he was really good for the Rams when he was
Yeah.
there. I thought he was really good. And defensively, I think they were ranked like 30th last year. But Derwin James, Khalil Mack, Bosa, is it Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa?
Yeah, Joey
Right?
Bosa.
I mean, that's just superstar talent.
And they
So
signed JC Jackson in the offseason.
exactly. Yeah, we ranked him in our why did we talk about him? Patriots defense. That's what
Yeah,
we were talking about.
Patriots.
So that's 4 of your 11 that are just stars. I know Mac's a little older now, whatever, but
It's
I think
Khalil
their
Mack.
defense. What I say?
No, I was just saying, like, you said he's a little older, but I'm like, it's just Khalil Mack.
Oh, yeah.
He's elite
Exactly.
regardless.
And so that's my point. With those type of superstars, you always have potential to be good. And so I think wasn't Derwin injured most of last year?
Yeah, he was out like all last year.
That's a key. He's the best safety in football when healthy. So I think their defense has potential. Their offense is elite. I had the Bills better than them in the AFC, but I think the Chargers are my number 2 seed and winning the AFC West.
Yeah, I think this is the year the Chargers get over the hump, get in the playoffs, because they haven't been in the playoffs to Herbert's first 2 years. Yeah, so I think they're gonna get in the playoffs. They're gonna make some noise. They just need Khalil Mack and Derwin James stay healthy. Those guys just all stay healthy because Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, that is probably the most dominant pass rush in the NFL, I would say.
Yep, I agree.
And I didn't realize they picked up JC Jackson. That's a huge pickup for them. And their offense, as you said, are just ridiculous. Eckler's a beast, can run or catch. Keenan Allen, stud. Mike Williams. Like, I don't think you'd want really anyone else, maybe except Mike Evans, to go up for a 50-50 ball. And they have like solid like other receivers, Joshua Palmer, Jalen Gutton. Some other people I'd never heard of before. And their line, they drafted a lineman, Zion Johnson, with their first pick. So, and he's supposed to be pretty good. So that's good for them to protect their young quarterback. And their running backs are pretty deep too. They drafted Isaiah Spiller out of Texas A&M in a later round. They have Joshua Kelly, who's been solid. And then they have the Mizzou alum, Larry Roundtree, who's another good running back who scored a touchdown last year, which is kind of
Mizzou
cool.
legend already. What a career he had.
But yeah, they're going to be good, I think. Really good. I'm excited to watch them.
I brought up the how Josh Allen's probably the favorite for MVP, but Derek Carr, I think, is a sleeper. How do you feel about Herbert, his chances to win MVP?
I think he has a better chance than Derek Carr.
What about him compared to like Josh Allen?
I think he's just up there with Josh Allen.
Are they the top 2, you'd say?
Them too. You got to throw Mahomes in there. Rodgers. There's just so many good quarterbacks.
There is.
Trevor Lawrence, obviously.
I would say Russell Wilson has a chance.
Really?
I can see it. I could see it, man. I could see him pulling out a revenge tour there.
I just don't know if the Broncos like receivers are like.
Yeah, they have to live up to what we think they could do. Yeah.
Even heck, if Derrick Henry comes back and rushes for like a gazillion, honestly, no, running backs will not win the MVP in the NFL.
I mean,
Lamar Jackson, if he has a good year, just because he can run too.
I know Cooper Kupp was close last year.
Yeah,
he was close, and I'm thinking like a year like Jonathan Taylor just had. But yeah, he can't get better than what he did last year. So like. Yeah, there's no chance. It's a quarterback's award to lose. But on Friday, we will be back and we will have baseball like always. We'll have some college football, I'm sure. And then we're gonna do a couple AFC North teams. We don't know yet, but we will also do our top 10 tight ends on Friday. And then the next week, we will have it's the week before the season, correct?
For college
Next week
football.
for NFL. Isn't that the next
No,
week?
it's the week after, I believe.
Okay, so we have time because I want to do our MVP. Speaking of MVP, I want to do our MVP predictions, Coach of the Year, Super Bowl, all that stuff.
Yeah, let me double
get
check.
that
I
done.
believe it is like September
11th is the first game, right?
September 8th, Thursday night, Bills Rams. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, we have
Ooh,
time.
yeah.
I'm more worried about the 12th, man. The 12th. Russell Wilson's return Monday Night Football in Seattle. I watched the Seahawks last night, or I guess a couple nights
Yeah.
ago, because I mentioned on here. Goodness gracious, they're bad, man. They're so bad. That was so sad to watch. They just can't score. Like it was
Really.
the Bears. They could not score.
Bears
But
elite defense.
yeah, for real. That's all we have for today's episode. Thank you again for everybody following and joining us. Let's keep this thing growing. Hopefully we can get to 1,000 on TikTok in the next few days here. Be able to go live and kind of communicate with even more of you guys. That'd be a lot of fun. Anything to send us off with, Zach? Anything else to say?
No, football's back though.
Let's
That's what I
do
want
it.
to say. Football's back. The Cardinals are hot. Our pool is gonna hit 700 home runs.
Yes, sir.
What a time to be alive.
Yes, sir. So we'll be back on Friday. I'll be in Colorado for our episode. If Conlon joins us, he'll be in Michigan, and you'll be in Florida. So
Yep.
we're all over the place.
We'll all be really close to St. Louis and feel the energy in the city.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
But on Labor Day,
All right.
we'll all be in the city.
I can't wait till we can get all back together again. I thought those
Yeah.
episodes were fun. So
Yeah, those were
we'll get back to that. Some kind of Thanksgiving, Christmas break, hopefully.
Yeah.
That'll probably be the next time. But everybody, enjoy your week. We will see you Friday. Peace out.
Thanks. See you guys.